if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get.
You were sleeping peacefully in your room with a blanket on, but suddenly it was pulled off from your body. Groaning heavily, you took a sigh and picking up your Barbie flip-flop from the floor, you aimed at the person who was behind this. Jungkook, no one can save you from my hands. You said, throwing your flip-flop on his direction, but luckily he escaped, jumping off from the bed. You ran behind him to the downstairs, but to your bad luck, that witty brother of yours hid behind your mom. You looked at your mom with a cheeky smile and putting flip-flop on the floor, you started walking back to your bedroom to get ready for school. Stop at the spot where you are right now, she said in her curled tone while folding her arms. Biting your lower lip in regret, you looked back to face your mom who was giving you a death stare. And right behind her, Jungkook, who was clicking tongue at you. Mom, this Jungkook pulled off my blanket first, then I threw flip-flop on him. He is the one who irritates me and pretends so cute and innocent in front of you, you said, crying fakely. No, Mom, she annoys me a lot. I am so innocent. I am such a good brother that Ryan always borrows jeans and oversized shirts from me and doesn't even return me back, but still I never asked her anything. He started to sob fakely after completing his talk. No, Mom, he is lying, you said, glaring at him, but he just smirked in return. Oh God, I'll get mad if I'll stay with these children anymore. Why the hell they came in my life? She yelled out, putting her both hands on her head. Mom, he is the one who ruined you, not me, you said lowly, pointing at him. No, you are the one, he replied in the same tone, pointing back at you. Take your faces away from my life, just get lost to your school. You both will go from different buses, Ryan will go first and then you idiot Jungkook will go after your sister. Now go back to your rooms and get ready for school. She yelled out so loudly that you both afraid that the whole neighborhood would have gathered to hear her melodious voice. Giving each other disgusting look, you both headed to your room with foot stomping. After reaching your room with grumpy face, you walked inside the bathroom and brushing your teeth for 2 minutes, you walked out. You then put on a blank tank top and black jeans with boots, applying pink lip tint on your cheeks and the same tint on your lips, you perfumed your outfit and rushed downstairs to your room, Mom in the kitchen. Mummy, I am gonna skip my breakfast and go to school, you said as you saw her cooking breakfast. Who said you to have breakfast? No breakfast for both of you today. Now get out of my sight, she said in a cold tone while flipping the pancakes. You gave her a short kiss on her cheeks, making her groan. Reaching the living room, you saw your brother sitting in the couch while playing video game. Giving him a disgusting side eye, you picked up your black bag from the table and unzipping it, you checked your notebook's geometry and books in it and then zipped it up again. Now get out, I can't sit here and wait for you to go out, he said, looking up at you through his mobile phone while he's swinging fastly on mobile screen. Playing with a strand of your hair dramatically, you intentionally let the bag hit his shoulder. Oops, sorry. Reaching the bus station, you cursed yourself for getting late when you saw bus had already gone. No, you will have to wait for a few seconds until the next bus arrives. Oof, why this always happens to me, you muttered to yourself, kicking the small stone on the ground. While you were cursing yourself for waking up late, you heard a motorbike honk. You turned around and saw a young guy of your university taking off his helmet in a stylish way to impress you. Hey Ryan, right? He asked, giving you a toothy grin. You looked at him and then rolled your eyes. It was a daily occurrence. You had no idea why the boys always tried to impress you or to get your attention. How do you know my name? You asked, throwing at him. He let out a sigh, hearing that. Because we study in the same school. You might have not noticed me, but I always notice you, Ryan, he said, fixing his messy brown hair. You let out a smirk before walking closer to him. Oh, is that so, Mr. Whatever? If you dare to ask me for a bike ride, I swear no one will come to rescue you. You said, poking his nose, making him gulp down. What will you do, Ryan? I asked you to hop on. He offered you a helmet before walking at you. You smiled sarcastically and then, aiming his mouth, you punched him. That he almost fell down from his bike. It was just a trailer. If you want to watch full picture, I won't hesitate to show you, mister. You said, kicking his bike, making him startled and scared at the same time. You shut your eyes in disbelief when you glanced at your wristwatch, which was ticking 7:56 o'clock, and you will have to be in school before 8 o'clock. It was almost took you 15 minutes if you walked briskly to the school. You couldn't wait for the next bus to arrive, so you started walking hurriedly towards your school. Finally, I reached the school breathing heavily. I walked briskly to my locker when I hit something hard. Stupid wall, I muttered to myself, looking at the wall. I had only 2 minutes before the first class started, so I walked hurriedly to my locker. The hallway was much crowded today. There were a lot of students walking back to their classes. On every Monday morning, students of all the courses had their early morning class for their elective subjects, so there was a ruckus out there. The way to my locker was not that much, but it was getting so difficult for me to reach the locker in a crowd of students. The girls and boys were hitting each other only to reach their classes first. Are they for real? I thought to myself, and was about to roll my eyes on their uncivilized behavior when someone slammed into me, causing me to lose all my balance. And the very next moment I was on the floor. Without looking up to see the person behind this, I looked up at my locker, which was few steps away from me. I got up, brushed the dust off from my clothes and ran to my locker. I didn't want any detention, not today when it's first day of the weekend. I somehow escaped the crowd, and reaching my locker, I sighed in relief. Before I could open it to take out my English book, I felt a hand on my shoulder. I turned around, and that moment a groan left my mouth, witnessing that bad girl of our school, Jenna, with her two Barbies girls, Pinky and Winky, who looked at me from head to toe with a disgusting look on their faces. No one knows why they always try to make me feel low or embarrassed, but probably Jenna has crush on my friend's brother Jeon Jungkook, who is a heartthrob of the whole school, and all the girls in our school are crazy for him. Having crush on someone is not bad, but I just hate the girls who try different silly things or find different excuses to come closer to him. Someone tell them, if another person is not interested in you, then why you roam around him like a toy? Why you want only his attention? Why you bit your lips and ask him for a date when every time he scolds you and calls you dumb? Why you behave so mature around him? I just don't get these girls. I knew Jenna would find an excuse to call me stupid or bitch because I guess she saw me with Jungkook on his car when his sister Emma, who is my best friend, also was absent yesterday. He offered me drive to home, though I asked him that I'll go by bus, but he kept on insisting on which I had to sit in his car like a good girl. Well, isn't this Lee Wyan who tries to find excuses to roam around Jeon Jungkook? She said, looking at me from head to toe. I rolled my eyes and scoffed, gesturing her with my hand to carry on. Girl like this can do anything to get attention of handsome boys, she said, and her two Barbies laughed like witches. I had not much time to fight with these dumbfounded girls, so I locked my locker and took out an English book. Locking the locker, I feebly attempted to push past them, but to no avail, as I was shoved back to my previous position. How dare you to push me away, she said with her nose flaring. Listen, I don't have enough time for this nonsense, so get out of my way, I said and tried. But all of a sudden, she deliberately bumped into me. I was about to fall on the ground, but luckily someone gripped my hand tightly, making me stop to fall down. I looked up with eyes twinkling, but suddenly my eyes sparkled when I saw Jungkook still gripping my hand. Are you alright? He asked in his melodious voice while staring into my eyes. I nodded in yes, feeling my heartbeat getting faster. Jungkook, it was Wyan who pushed me. That so-called girl lied as usual, making me smirk sarcastically as I gave her an annoying look. Jungkook even didn't look back at them as he put, why my face is getting red? Because it happens every time when he is around. You go to the class, Emma is waiting for you, he said gently. I flustered by his thought as I nodded and ran to the classroom, leaving him behind to deal with these Barbies. I saw Wyan running to the class like a cute little penguin, which made me smile, but soon I turned around to face these stupid girls who dared to push Wyan on the ground. Hey, hi JK, you look handsome in this white t-shirt, one of them said, playing with her hair. These girls and their stupid tricks. If I ever see you around Wyan or you dare to tease her, I promise I'll be your last day in your school, miss whatever. And yeah, one more thing, next time don't dare to check, I said, shooting three of them. Stared. You were sitting in the classroom when you saw Jungkook knocking on the door. Miss Tara looked up and, putting her glasses back on her eyes, she gave a cold stare to Jungkook before speaking. Jeon Jungkook, I know you are the topper of the class and always get good marks, but that doesn't mean you will come late in the classroom. This is your first and last time I'm letting you come inside, she said, looking at Jungkook. He nodded respectfully before stepping inside the classroom. Oppa, Wyan was asking me that you look handsome today, Emma said, winking at you. You glared at her, which made her chuckle, while Jungkook blushed hearing this. Can I sit here, if you don't mind? He asked, looking at you. You thought for seconds and then grabbed and dragged yourself forward to make some space for him. Thanks, he said. In the whole lecture, you both kept staring at each other time to time. Soon a bell rang and you sighed in relief because you had 10 minutes before the second class gets started. Putting the book back in your bag, you looked at Jungkook, who had his eyes still fixed on you. You quickly turned to the other side. Maybe by this you could hide your blushing face, but your witty friend Emma noticed it as she winked at you, making you clear your throat. You quickly turned. Emma, I am feeling so hungry. Can you please accompany me to the canteen? You said, rubbing your tummy. Okay, fine, Wayani, let's go, she said, putting her step back into her bag. You looked at Jungkook with the hope that he will join you, but he didn't respond, so you both took few steps further. but his soft voice made you both stood at the spot. Hey, wait, I will also join you, he said, getting up with a smirk on his lips. Oppa, why do you want to join us, huh? You know we are girls and you will have to bear with us if you want so, she said, making a pout while looking at Jungkook. You let out a chuckle while Jungkook pulled her hair from behind, making her whine dramatically, and then she hit him on his shoulder. Dear Amy, it would be better if you shut your mouth and walked silently to the canteen. He forced a smile while gritting his teeth. Why he joined us, she whispered near your ear. You giggled looking at her. Soon you all reached the canteen. Jungkook dragged your bag for Emma with one hand and then yours with other. He then sat on the empty chair beside you. You muttered thanks to him before sitting down on the chair. Oppa, will you go and get food for us? She asked teasingly. Jungkook glared at her, but soon he had to get up when he saw that you were already looking at him. What would you like to have, dear Amy? He said, forcing a smile. I would have rice with stew and bulgogi too, Oppa. She winked at him in the end to make him pissed off. Why and what would you eat? He asked innocently with eyes blinking. Pasta with chili sauce and Americano, you said with a smile. But Vayani, you said you were hungry. I think you should order something else too. Don't worry, Oppa will pay the bill. Right, Oppa? Gave him a devilish smile. Right, dear little sis, I'll teach you some good lesson once we reach back home. He gritted his teeth and shoot her a glare before heading to the counter for getting the food. Vayani, I saw that Jenna and her stupid friends were talking to you on locker side. But before I could walk to you, my dear Oppa told me to go to the classroom and he started walking towards you. Was everything fine or did they tease you? She asked, putting her hands on the table while looking at you. Oh, that, nothing, they were just rambling on as usual. But I'm sure your dear Oppa would have handled them really well. You said with a red tint around your face. Oh, my innocent friend, blushing. It's quite exciting, she said in a teasing tone. You didn't say anything and continued blushing until Jungkook came along with a food tray in his hands. Here you go, girls, he said, putting the tray on the table. The last bell rang, indicating that the school was finally over. You put your all stuff in your bag and after him, Emma. You were walking by a corridor when you saw Jungkook standing by one of the wall, his head resting the wall. You looked at him shyly and tucking a strand of your hair behind your ear, you started walking forward. How one could be so beautiful and cute at the same time, he muttered to himself. You were passing by him but suddenly got pulled towards him and then, making you flinch. Why my heart always beats like crazy when you are around me? Why I just urge and shout clips every time when my eyes fire on? Why is this Levian? Why? You just remained quiet and continued staring at his face because similar was the condition with you. You pushed him away while blushing and ran to the main gate of the school with heart beating intensively faster. How I tell him that I feel the same for him, you said to yourself before walking out the gate. You didn't even realize that your notebook had fell on the floor between all this. With Jungkook picked it up with a smirk, he also walked to the main gate where Emma was waiting for him in a car. It was 9 o'clock in the night and you were sitting in the living room waiting for a delivery man to deliver your pizza as soon as possible. Your stomach started to make weird noises, but you have been waiting for him since half an hour. But still he didn't show up. You were home alone and watching a horror movie. Actually, this evening your mom had left to Jeju Island along with your teasing little brother to your aunt's house who was encountered by an accident. she was in a condition, so your mother went there to take care of her in the hospital as her husband was out of the country. The door knocked and you opened it. It was Jungkook who waved at you with a smile. "Hey, won't you ask me to come in?" he said softly. His eyes met yours and your eyes widened when she saw his dark, sparkling and attractive eyes this close. His eyes were surely hypnotizing you like a sleeping beauty was hypnotized by a spindle. You were literally too mesmerized to do anything, or you were just standing there and staring at him. You never even thought this in your dreams that Jungkook will be shown up to you. He snapped his finger to snap you out of from your dreamland. "Oh, hi, please come inside," you said, still looking at him. Jungkook nodded shyly as he was feeling the same. After entering in, you asked him the couch, which he sat on the couch with hands on stuff. "So what brought you here? I mean, is there something important? You came at my place at midnight?" You are sitting on the sofa beside him. "Oh, actually your book. You lost it in your school corridor, so I came here to give you this," he said, wiping the sweat and then put the book on the table. "Oh, I see," you said, looking at him. "Did he just came my home for returning me a book?" You thought to yourself, "So I will give then. Goodbye," he said, slowly getting up. "No, please don't go. I am alone and scared. If you don't mind, please stay here." You lied as you were not scared. You wanted him to stay. Jungkook stared at you for a moment and then got up with a smile. "You want me to stay here? Think again, Levi, and it could be," he said and leaned closer. "I don't care if it's dangerous, Jeon Jungkook," you said, gazing into his eyes as you stood up with a smile. He raised an eyebrow and then, all of a sudden, making you stunned. "Will you respond or else I go back?" he said with a mischievous smile. You didn't reply and kissed him before making him closing to feel it. Inside you were jumping up and down, squealing happily like a little girl. "Do you mind if," he said, sticking a strand of your hair behind your ear. You were feeling numerous butterflies jumping in your stomach as you hid your head. He smiled, kissing your forehead, and lifted you up. And took you to your bedroom. "Why did you do it?" "It's okay, it will be after," he said.